All right. Now I know this topic doesn't necessarily call for music so dramatic, but I like it as like pump up music. And I feel like finding silver linings, you kind of have to pump yourself up sometimes because they're not always going to present themselves to you. One at a spot where you still hear it, but not overpowered. Maybe that will do. We'll see. Anyway, hello. So the topic today is finding the silver lining. And what I mean for this is in any situation, literally any situation that you encounter in life, there is a silver lining. It's just, are you going to take the time to find it and appreciate it when you do? A lot of times it's difficult, especially when it's a more difficult time, like going through a loss. It's hard to find silver linings in times like that, or if you lose your job, or in this pandemic. But it's important to find these silver linings and appreciate them because they're what's going to get you through that difficult time to sunny pastures that are on the other side. And something that, like, the silver lining in, um, oh, the silver lining in my mother passing away, which is something that I don't want to be able to find a silver lining in, yet I force myself to look at the situation and see what good has come of it, even though you think what good possibly could come of a situation like that. And the good that has come of it is that I have been forced to grow up, finally. I'm 33 and I grew up this year. Feel like my name is Shirley. I'm 33, like they do at AA. I've never been to an AA meeting, but that's always how they present them on television. Um, but but I'm Shirley. I'm 33, and I grew up this year on August 27th at 5 p.m. And thank you, Sheila E. I appreciate that. She was just in like just to sum it up in like I'm gonna try and do it in like 20 seconds. Okay. She had poor health all throughout. She'd had cancer 4 other times. She was a 39-year cancer survivor. She made it 1 year more, it would have been 40. She got diagnosed with brain cancer and then lung cancer and adrenal cancer in May. And she had a stroke and went nonverbal in early August and passed away on August 27th. 30 seconds. But that's the long short. And she was a warrior. And another good reason for this music, warrior. Because you have to be a warrior to get through tough times and find silver linings. And my goodness, did my mother ever do that? She is the person I think who taught me how to do that. Is that almost in a Scarlett O'Hara way, tomorrow is another day. There is, like but I differ in that way where that statement implies there's more time. You can always do it tomorrow. Whereas I in the past like 4 or 5 years have started living in such a way that there is no tomorrow and this is it. so that if this is it and if there is no tomorrow, then I have no regrets or no regrets. But you know that joke, no regrets, like the tattoo artist who messes it up. Ha 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 ha. Sad clown. Um, right? You have to live every day as if it's your last. Like, we will never be here again. Like they say in Troy, we will never be here again. You will never be lovelier than you are now. And you have to, they say that, what does he say? The gods envy us because each moment is precious to us. And so it should be. And that's finding the silver lining in losing someone is having that is having that knowledge brought to you that there is no tomorrow for some people, and you don't know when time will take you. Time waits for no man or woman. None of us get to stay. So it's very important to use all of the time that you have here in such a way that you can look back on it and say, I did what I wanted. I didn't hold back, and I have no regrets. And I think that's something that's really important. And I really try to do that. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there when you don't want to, when it's awkward to do so or uncomfortable or puts you out of your comfort zone, whatever it is. But sometimes you need to do that so that you can say, well, I tried. I tried and I did it. I jumped. I jumped and I face planted, but at the same time, I made that effort. And that's very important. You know, let other people live with the what ifs. Don't yourself live with what ifs. And let that be the silver lining of losing someone. Another silver lining of losing someone, I think, is that you get to share in other people's grief and you really do understand then what they're going through because I didn't I didn't understand what it was like to lose a significant other until 2018. And then, I mean, I had lost a grandparent. I had lost two grandparents, or no, sorry, I had lost all four grandparents at that point. Um, and one of them was a father figure to me. I had lost my father who was absent, and I had lost I think that was where I was at, and still grieving. 15 years later, still grieving the loss of the grandfather who had been a father figure to me. And then in 2018, I lost a significant other, and it opened my eyes to understand other people's grief in a way that I otherwise would not have been able to. And that's something that's so valuable. And I don't wish that other people understand, but it's so valuable to me to be able to really be able to be there for somebody and understand what they're going through and not just say, I empathize with you. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'm sorry for your loss that I can share it with you in such a way. And I think that's really important because you offer something to them that not many people can give. And it gives you that gift. Although it's a terrible, tragic thing for you to go through, you have a gift given to you through that loss. You understand other people's losses. And in losing my mother, I understand other people who have lost their mother when they were close with them, how that feels, how to find your way through that fog. And I know I talked about that yesterday on my live, so I don't want to go too into that. But they're like, or and if it's losing a job, the silver lining losing a job is that now you have an opportunity to go put yourself out there for whatever you want to do. You can try something new. Obviously, you're going to have to hit the ground running, apply for some jobs, get yourself something so you don't have to worry about, losing your place. Hopefully, you've saved some money. but you have an opportunity. Maybe losing that job is the reality check that you needed, that this isn't the field that you need to be in, and you need to be doing something else. And maybe it brings you to a point where you're exploring your passion. I know losing my job, so I got fired 2 years ago, and I'd already had a second job, so I was okay, and I managed to make things work, and I got another job pretty quickly. And I managed, to I took care of my business. I always do. But oh, I keep forgetting to remove that banner that says we're getting started soon when we get started. Ah, I'm a bad content creator. No. Okay. But when I lost that job, thank goodness I already had a second job, but the door that opened for me was then I was able to get a job working with my significant other. Like, we were on and off, but I was able to get a job working with him. You have a blessed day too, Sheila E. We'll see you soon. Um, I had an opportunity to get a job working with him, and so the last, bit of time that he was here, I got to see him, you know. I got to work with him those shifts. And that's a gift that I wouldn't otherwise have had. And you have to think about things in that way. What's the good side of this? Because there's always a bad side. You can always find a bad side if you want to be pessimistic and you want to be a Nancy. You can always think of the negative side of things, but there's a positive side of things too. The positive side of COVID is that it's given people a lot of time to explore other interests. I think that you have a lot of people who are spending more time on their hobbies. They're painting, they're writing, they're exploring other interests they might have had. They're getting to know their spouse or children better. You're learning the challenges of being a teacher because you're at home teaching with your children. You have a better appreciation for what those people do. And you would not otherwise have had that if we had not gone through this. And now we have that experience as a nation. Like, how do we band together? How do we find a way to band together through all of the political rhetoric on both sides to get to a point where we're working together towards the ultimate goal of defeating a virus and becoming a normalized society again? And what will that new normal look like? And we have to find positive ways to make it we have to find ways to make it a positive new normal instead of, a negative one. So I think really that's what I have to say about it. Thank you guys for chiming in. Look for the silver linings in your daily life. I mean, like lately, I've been working my shift solo, and normally at night I have another person working with me. It's more work, but silver lining, I make more money. And I like working alone anyway, so it works out beautifully for me. But you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by, taking the time out of your day to spend a minute or two with me, or however long you were here. If you're listening on the replay, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to donate, the Cash App's at the bottom. And you guys have a wonderful day. Little Shirley.